What's good, peeps? How y'all feeling tonight, man? This is SIKE, Spiritual Intuition, Quotes and Elevation, saying, hey, it's really good to be back. So, you know how we do. We're going to start with that prayer. Oh, Heavenly Father, we thank you for being here tonight. We thank you for life, health, and strength. We just ask that the words that I speak help someone with something they're going through, or let it resonate. And if it can't help them, Lord, please let it help me. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. So, hey, man, since this is the first time back, man, just going to have a conversation with y'all. It's going to be a little different in terms of, everything that's going on. Life is good, man. I'm grateful to be here. And I'm going to shout my boy Spank out, man. I know you're out in Mexico enjoying yourself. And Yolanda, congratulations, man. You're a good girl, man. I'm glad that you're doing it, man. Like, I was thinking nobody got married anymore, but you're doing it. So that's good, man. Shout out to Yolanda. Shout out to Lynette. Shout out to Venus. Shout out to the original Miss T. Shout out to Alfred, his wife. Shout out to the whole Taylor family, Taylor Dallin family. You guys are really cool people, and we appreciate you, man. So, like, what I'm gonna speak about tonight is it's just gonna fluctuate, man. It's just gonna be a conversation. Like I said, I'm glad to be back. In case you didn't know, man, everybody goes through things, man, and COVID has been real, man. When I say COVID, it's killed a lot of things. COVID has killed a lot of people. It's taken them out. And I don't think it was like actually the virus of COVID. I think it's what came along with COVID in terms of like not being able to connect with your peeps, not being able to give a person a hug, and let them know that you love them and keep in constant communication with them. It's done a lot of damage. And, if you're here, you're blessed, you're resilient. And with me, I could sit here and say it now, man. I didn't want to say it before, but like losing my mom's, man, it was a point to where, I guess you feel you have to be strong for everybody else or whatever, but the truth be it, when you have someone that you're attached to, that you're really in sync with, and they're taken away, it does something to you, man. It could really put you in a dark place. And I just thank God that, with my mom, she gave me the foundation in God, and that He pulled me through. But I know it could be hard, like losing anything, man. It's not just losing a loved one, through death or something. It could be losing that relationship. And we're seeing it time and time and again, like people are just losing it in terms of like, we think there should be a level of sanity between people, or people should know the difference and they shouldn't do this or shouldn't do that. But we're constantly being reminded of the hate that lives in people, the dysfunction that's in the family, the things that's just wrong in their lives when they go about just assassinating people for no reason. And like the time that we're living in now is like, it is the best of times and it's the worst of times. If you really got God, you straight no matter what. No matter what comes your way, you're going to be okay. But on the flip side, the people that don't have God, they're just going out and doing whatever they feel to do. And life is beautiful, man. When you could just be in the world, man, and get all these different experiences, it's a beautiful thing. But in the same token, man, it's crazy, man. You could wake up, good intentions, feeling good, feeling great, and then your existence is just gone because somebody's having a bad day. And when I think about it, I'm like, yo, wow, it could really keep you in a negative state, but you got to realize God has you here for a purpose. And, you believe in God, your priorities are straight in terms of like what it is that you're trying to do in life. You're here to serve other people, you're here to do your thing, you're going to be good. But like I was saying, like, the loss of someone, it could, it's all, in my opinion, it's all lessons, and lessons are blessings if you take them the right way. But everybody sees things differently. And the way I see it is, man, I lost a lot, man. I lost a lot, like in terms of, in relationships, in terms of loved ones. Something's always going down. And it seems like as soon as you get over one hurdle, another one just punches you in the face. And sometimes before you get over that hurdle, it could be losing loved ones, losing, you're getting divorced, something bad is happening with your finances, you're losing a job or whatever. And before you get over that hurdle, somebody else is punching you again with something else. And like, God don't give you nothing that you can't handle. And I said it before, when you're going through these things and they keep hitting you and hitting you, hitting you, God is ready to elevate you to another place. And you might not want to believe it, but it's true. And it depends on how you deal with it. It depends on like whether you're going to be successful in life or not. Because the habits that we keep, we build them when they're young. If you're going to be resilient, and when I say resilient, I mean you're going to look things face forward and say, you know what, I'm going to deal with this regardless. It's the small things that it starts off. Like I tell you before, keeping a clean environment, finding a way to get your little exercise in every day, finding a way to be around people that you know that are full of BS, and you could be yourself, or you could have them spit their nonsense and you still be okay in yourself because you know it doesn't affect you. These things, like, they help you so much in life. And I learned a lot from my moms, you know what I'm saying? And I still thank God for giving me the gift of life, because if they didn't do what they did, I wouldn't be here. So in terms of life, it's just a learning process, man. We learn, we grow, we evolve, and we try to become better. So hopefully the things that we learned, they're passed down to our next generations, and we just keep going and going and going and going and going and doing what we have to do. But what life is just a perspective, man. It's simple things that you could do. And these are just things that I do that pull me out of the funk when I'm in it. One of the things that you have to do is you have to realize that life is bigger than you. When I say that, man, I say that there is a higher source, or there's more to life than just you and your problems. And a lot of times when we dwell on our problems, it's us being selfish. You sit down and talk to other people, you realize that your problems are they're really nothing compared to what other people are going through in life. And the more you listen to other people, in my eyes, the more it makes me appreciate what God has given me in terms of life. So whatever it is, I have to enjoy in terms of being here in my life, my health, my strength, my spirituality that God has placed in me, my way of looking at things is unique towards anybody else that I know, and that's me. And it's the same thing with you too. So don't neglect it. You have a way, or you have a gift that God has given you. You might not see exactly what it is. And sometimes the more you try to fit in, the more it makes you doubt yourself. It makes you condemn yourself. It makes you look at the blessing that God has given you more of a curse than it is to be a blessing. And God blessed everybody with something different. And if he didn't, then all our fingerprints would be the same. And no two fingerprints are the same on the earth. So you have to do the work to find out what that is. It could be something just simple like I have my boy Spank. He's in Mexico right now. I wish I could be with you, man. He's keen, man. He's so approachable. So he's a person that you would meet and you feel like you could share the world with him. It's just a gift that God gave him. Not everybody has that gift. Some people, have other gifts in terms of like, just being able to look at something like a problem and being able to solve it with no resolve at all. Like just look at it and say, oh, this is this. Okay, I'll do this, do that, da, da. Everybody's given their gifts, but it's up to you to utilize them and to find out what they are. Nobody can do that except you, and with me, I would just say I have a unique way of looking at things in terms of problems. Like problems are a gift in disguise. And sometimes, you get with people that or the opposite of that. Like problems are a gift in disguise. What I mean by that is basically that when you find solutions to problems and you know what they are, you could help somebody else with the same thing that they're going through. And you could be able to break it down and tell them, this is how you do this. Like if you're feeling lonely, if you're a substance abuser, this is what you could do. And this is how it should be done. And you could share it with them. It might not work for them exactly, but you have a foundation and you have a recipe in terms of dealing with that type of situation. Like when something gets you overly stressed, making you feel anxiety or something, and you can share it with somebody else, if it works for you, it could work for them too. But 9 times out of 10, like we're dealing with a society that just wants to blame and doesn't want to take accountability. And in my opinion, I think David Goggins, we're just soft. As soon as somebody tells us something that we don't want to hear, or as soon as somebody criticizes us or whatever, we want to play the victim, we want to cry, we want to pout. It's just life. You have to deal with it. And I know I'm different because, like, put it like this. It's been like a couple of times, man. Like, this is the 2 times counting, man. You look at yourself and you see what you want to see. Like when I look at myself, I see, I'm a good looking guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm me. You know what I'm saying? But it's been times, man, like when I had to stand up to the challenge. And like, I kind of know things were going the wrong way. So put it for example, like when my mom's died, I started like drinking too much and I got off my regimen. My regimen is basically like, I do my workout at least once a day. I find time to get it in, right? So first time my brother was like, what's going on with you? He was like, yo, you need to purge. You need to do something. You fat as shit. So my response to that was, because, I was honest with myself and I looked at myself and I was like, yo, it's actually true. So my response to that was, I got busy. I hit the weights, started running, doing what I needed to do to get myself back down, and I was good. Now let's fast forward now until like post-COVID, right? I knew I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do, and this is like where it hits right now, like in terms of, I tell you, I was dealing with like drinking a lot, and the only thing I was doing was going to work and coming home. I didn't have no energy to do anything, and I was unfocused, unmotivated, and everything that I was doing. So in terms of that, I was at work and a woman was like, yo, she said, like, one of the people that I work with, or like one of the parents of the kids that I work with, she said, Shorter. And she wasn't the only one, but she was like, Shorter, you got big. You gained a lot of weight. You okay? And I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, my response to her was like, yeah, I'm looking good, right? I'm big, I'm voluptuous, I'm looking good. And she looked at me like, you okay? You all right? Nah. She said, I'm trying to tell you basically you fat. And my response to that was, again, you know, I started doing what I needed to do. You know, I'm on OMAD, 1 meal a day. But I just started doing what I needed to do. And like I could say right now, I'm not 100% to where I need to be, but I'm getting back there every day. And sometimes you need to hear that negative criticism, or you need to hear the truth from people. It's not negative criticism, it's just the truth. And once you hear it, if you are honest with yourself, you can look at yourself and say, you know what? I am slacking. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm not dieting. I'm not focused. I'm not disciplined the way I need to be disciplined. I'm not doing what I need to do. But it has to be on you. And that's the thing. God sends people into our lives, for seasons, for reasons, for times. And sometimes he could send people with a message to give us. But if we're not ready to receive it, then it's going to go all haywire. But you have to be honest with yourself and let yourself know, you know what? I need to improve in this area of life. If people outside are noticing it in you, then the most you need to do is really check yourself on it. And the one thing you have to do is not be scared to spend time alone with yourself. And when I say that, I mean like when you spend time alone with yourself, you get to know yourself. You know your strengths, your weaknesses. And then when people throw jabs at you, right? Or when they're being honest with you, you could decipher it for yourself. But the one thing we do a lot is we want to be around people all the time. And you have to realize, like, a lot of the people that we want to be around, they have negative habits. I know you have people that you're around, working out or health conscious is not a priority in their life. The things that you want to do is not a priority in their life. Like you might want to eat right, you're trying to get yourself right, you're trying to get your spirit right, you're trying to meditate, you're doing your prayer, you're doing everything. And when you're around these people, they make you feel like what you're doing is wrong, And that taught me another lesson in itself, just to shut up and do what it is that you need to do. And the funny thing that I realized is that all the people that I'm really cool with, or like that I really have a connection with, they're on that same vibration that I'm on. And when I say that, I mean, they're focused, they're dedicated to what it is they need to do. They're honest. They would help you out if they could. They stay away from social media. They stay away from people that aren't trying to help them or encourage them, or people that have negative energy. And sometimes we're so scared to be alone and we dumb ourselves down. Like one of the things with me that I'm realizing is like I was talking to a coworker and she's on her spiritual journey too. Shout out to you. She was saying that what was she actually saying? She was saying that she's just learning as she's growing in life, and she feels herself changing, and people don't get to her the way that they used to get to her. And I said the same thing. Like one of the biggest things that I had to learn for myself and be able to process and digest it is I can't change anyone except myself. And sometimes like when you get that criticism from people or they're telling you there's something wrong, you get all emotional, your chest gets all bent up, and you're like, yo, I can't believe that they're this and that's this, and that's just your ego talking. And at the end of the day, if you're at a job, you should do what you're supposed to do. And I'm a stoic. I'm just basically a stoic, and I'll do a video on that later on. But in terms of, I believe that you cannot be a good leader if you're not a good follower. And I believe that You got to build your foundation up. And sometimes you have to remember, in terms of whatever you get in life, where you started from. So take, for example, I ride a bike to work. But before I got a bike to ride to work, I would walk. And sometimes I would have to ride the bus. But most of the times I would walk and then I would ride. And then as you get to a certain point, when you get a car, you will remember that, I gotta take care of myself. And, a lot of people that I know, when they get a car, they don't even want to walk two blocks to get whatever they need to get. They gotta drive. And I'm like, yo, before you got the car, what were you doing? I was walking. And even the people that got a nice bike, if you got an e-bike or you got a fixie or whatever you got, man, before you got that bike, you were walking. And life has a way of showing us that, you got to be ready and willing to put in the work, because nothing in life is guaranteed, right? That's another funny story right there. But nothing in life is guaranteed. So you have to make sure that you do what it is that you're supposed to do, and make sure that that is part of your character, because things aren't going to be there. And sometimes we get so dependent on people in terms of whatever it is that they bring to the table, or, we don't want to face what we have to face, and we want to put the blame on somebody else. Whatever you got to do, if you got children, you got responsibilities, you got people to support, whatever it is, that falls on you. It's nobody's responsibility except yours. And, if you're a woman, if you're a man, if you're a father, whatever the case may be, it's your responsibility. And at the end of the day, when you step up and accept your responsibility, it becomes easier. But a lot of times we want to look to see what everybody else is doing, and we want to try to pull that into our circle. That's not your life. And that's the main reason that I stay off of social media, because it gives you a false sense of reality. You look to see what everybody else is doing, and then you want to do it too. You don't want to take accountability for the problems that you created. You don't want to be accountable or responsible for the problems that you made. You don't even want to try to fix it. And that's the thing that's going wrong with society nowadays. Everybody just wants to take and take and take. Nobody wants to reciprocate. Nobody wants to give, or whatever the case may be. And for all of you people that are givers, that you are reciprocators, I'm saying it right now to you. Thank you so much, especially for the fathers, man. Because Father's Day, I would lie to you if I told you I know the day for Father's Day, but I know there are a lot of good, responsible fathers out there. And, where I work at, we actually had a father's daughter dance. And I can't go through the specifics, but if I could post it and show you the amount of responsible fathers that came looking so nice, and they were with their daughters, it was a beautiful thing. And I wish my daughter, Penelope Danine Shorter, was there, but she wasn't in a place where she could come right now, but it was a beautiful thing. So, to wrap it up right now, I'm just going to say, man, life is beautiful. The main thing is we got to watch what we put into our minds. And when I say what we put into our minds, what we're watching and we're feeding our minds, because everything has a message, like television program, radio program. It's not a figure of speech. Dead said it the best, when you listen to these things, they kind of program you. And the only thing that I could say that comes positive out of it, for all the negative, you have dope people out there like Danica Marie, beautiful young woman, just preaching positivity and making sure that Black men know that they are valuable, and trying to keep them out of the traps of modern day women. And it's much more people online, like more beautiful women that are like her, that are preaching positive messages to men, because we get into a rut in terms of like just doing all the time. And I could tell you straight up from personal experience, man, like everything, it happens at the right time or the wrong time. And it's just like Murphy's Law coming to hit you up, like in terms of when my mom's passed, physically drained from work, spiritually drained from work. But God, He lets you know that it's more in you, and it all happened at the same time. I think my health was giving up on me. My mind was giving up on me. And if not for Mom, I love you so much, lady, man. I miss you. I miss your energy and I miss your presence. But if it wasn't for the things that I learned from being around her, I think I would have fallen under, because like when she passed, it was a group of my friends. It was like the Taylors, the Dowlings, my peeps, Alfred, Lynette, Venus, Yolanda, all of you guys, Chris, my boy Six, Spank. We went up to the Poconos to chill. It was an Airbnb, but nice, man. And I had an allergic reaction. And this was like 1 week after my mom's passed, and they had to pump me with so much epinephrine. It wasn't even funny, but like I said, man, my will, it comes from the people that I'm around. And I'm so grateful that the people that, I'm surrounded with, they strengthen me, and I'm just blessed. And I say that, man, like to come back, man. I know Spank was like, yo, when you gonna post another video? And I told him, like, yo, I got to do more research. I can't just go up and get online and just start talking nonsense. So this is what it is, man. This is the video coming back. It's a little long, but it is what it is, man. Like I said, I'm grateful to be back, man. And like I told you, dealing with the loss of a loved one, you got to do what you got to do for yourself. Don't succumb to any substance or alcohol or narcotics. Don't succumb to them, man, because they just give you a temporary relief, and you still got to deal with life. So face it, man. Keep God first. Stay grounded, man. Surround yourself with good people that are gonna be there for you. And all those people, man, I gotta honestly say, I'm so blessed. Like my cousins and Marilyn, Julia, Tim, Priscilla, Spank, Chris, C-Rock, definitely. And congratulations, girl. You use the shizness right now, but like all the people that I have around me, I'm so grateful that they've helped me. And I definitely can't forget Penelope and Seven Shorter. They motivate me. They push me to do what it is that I need to do. And you as a person, you got to find something in life that motivates you, that pushes you, that gives you that jump that you need to do to get through life. Because, I always thought like once we get to a certain place, we're going to be coasting. But life now, yo, you really gotta step up your game, man. There's no security in life, man. No financial security, no emotional security, no physical security. Whatever it is you gotta do, if you gotta get up and hit those weights, if you gotta get up and, pray and meditate, if you gotta cry out to God, you gotta do what you gotta do to make it happen, man. And that's the thing about life, man. We could learn and listen to people, audiobooks, we could read these books or whatever. And don't get me wrong, they give you substance and sometimes they give you hope. But in terms of what you have to do, you gotta find a way to make it happen. It's your life, nobody else's. You have to make sure that you're up for the challenge. So whatever it is you gotta do to provide for you and the people that depend upon you, Just make it happen, right? This is 30 minutes of me talking right now. So I'm going to say, man, thank you so much. I love you guys. God bless you. Want nothing for the best of you. And from now on, you're going to be getting a video at least, I could tell you straight up, at least once a day after this day. I'm going to be hitting you up with something once a day just to let you know, man, even if it's just a little words of encouragement, man, because we need it so much in this day and age, man. And if you're here for a reason. And only you and God will know what it is. But remember, God, the kingdom, resides within you, right? You got to believe in yourself, and you got to make sure that you believe in God, and you got to find a purpose, a way to serve people that's bigger than yourself. And once you do that, you got it, man. That's your formula. All the people that I know, they do that. So that's what it is. I love you guys. God bless you. And we'll talk soon, right? We're going to post this one. And I don't even know what I'm going to call it, man. I'm just going to say, welcome back, right? God bless you. Stay blessed and peace.